Hey guys, welcome. This is Mark, Crypto Boy in Oz. It is Saturday, the 17th of July. Just the 17th. It's almost the 18th. I tend to do my videos. I'm a bit of a night owl. I tend to do my videos like really late. Because today it's weekend. I've been chilling out. Me and the missus have been out been shopping, been out for lunch, come back, went in the movie room. Guilty pleasure is watching subtitled, well, not dubbed, not subtitled, dubbed Ragnarok on Netflix. I watched two episodes, and that's me done. I can do 2 episodes of TV, and then I've got to do something a bit more productive. And this is one of my ways of being productive by doing content and reading up on the latest and greatest what's been happening in the crypto markets. So today's video is a bit of a market watch because we're at a pivotal moment in the crypto metaverse universe, if you will, just because of what's happening with Grayscale. Something might happen, nothing might happen, up, down, sideways movement, who knows, but something's probably going to happen. And also, my portfolio has changed. I've updated some of the stuff. I've not got rid of anything. I've just basically added and increased coins. So I'll go through that shortly. But for now, just going to quickly jump into the charts. Well, first off, I think I've got an extra. I'm not sure actually. I don't know if I had 27 subscribers yesterday or 26. I think I had 26. So if you're the 27th, if you're the latest subscriber, welcome. Stay with me, join me on this journey. By the end of this year, hopefully we'll all have increased wealth, and 4 years from now, we'll all be driving Lambos. I won't be driving. I wouldn't drive a Lambo at all. I'm not. I'm too modest. My aim is to get a nice Tesla, top of the range Tesla. That'd make me pretty content. I'm not one for a Lambo. I couldn't be doing with all the attention, to be honest. But yeah, so yeah, thanks for joining, and the little community is growing. 27, pretty amazing. Pretty impressed with that. So just jump to the charts, and as you can see, there's not a lot happening. It's kind of, I mean, if you think about, if you look at it here, like I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. So, I mean, it's since May when we had the first massive price drop, and you had this massive volume to the downside where everyone was selling. It's been going from pretty much. I mean, that were kind of a spike down. I mean, pretty much from here, 31,000 up to around 40,000, 41,000. So it's at a $10,000 range. Albeit the first, what are we in now? So it's May, June, July. So for like half of the period, it's been like it probably in the mid to top half, and then for the remainder, the last 6 weeks, it's been like the mid to bottom half. But it's still within that kind of scope where it's been in a $10,000 kind of window. But for the last 22nd of June, so for the last 3.5 weeks, we've been getting lower lows and lower highs and lower lows and lower highs, and it's just been going down, and it's kind of keeps testing this 31,000 mark in the last week. So was it going to go? And I think reason why nothing's been happening here and it's been going down because the volume's completely dropped off, because nobody's trading, or very few people are trading, very few people are buying. Probably more people are selling more than anything else. And today's like a bit of a pivotal day, because Grayscale Trust, for the last, I think, 4 days, they've been slowly. I think it started on the 12th. So 5 days. So from the 12th to the 17th, they started selling GBTC shares, which, if you don't know what they are, it's basically, Grayscale is like the biggest institutional investor in the world, and they've got 46,000 Bitcoin that were purchased 6 months ago, and they're on like a 6 month lock, and this last 5 days, they're slowly being sold off so many per day. But today, which is not today hasn't actually happened yet, because if you're in America, it is Sunday now, regardless of where you are, because it's midnight. It's midnight here now. So even like in the US, it's early Sunday morning at the very least. But today, I think what's the amount? 16,240 GPTC are being released back into the market for people to purchase now. If they'll get the reason why no one knows what's going to happen, because if they'll get sold off or not, nobody knows, or if they'll hold them, nobody knows. So I think the anticipation is no one's doing anything, because this day is kind of key into if the price is going to go up or down. I don't think it'll carry on going sideways. I think we're going to see. I think we're either going to see a massive price dump or a price rise. I don't think it's. I think something's going to come of it. I just don't know what. And if we look at BTC longs, so that, because nothing's happening. Look here now. So this, I'll just put it on the daily, so it makes it a bit more dramatic. So if you look, I mean, this is going back to 6th of June, so probably a bit far off. But if you look from like 7th of July, so like a week to 2 weeks ago, the longs have been going up and up and up and up. And so a lot of people have kind of under the impression that we're going to go up. But then if you look at the shorts, I mean, these are what's been happening over the previous like weeks. So you had all these people shorting, and then it shorted. So you got all these people like saying, like basically betting that the price is going to go down, and it did. It did it once, then twice, 3 times. This is the 4th time, and the price is already kind of reacting to the market where it's coming down. But this could change because they haven't been. I think this is a bit like people are getting a bit giddy, and people are starting selling. That's why the price has been coming down. So we don't really know what's going to happen. I'm not sure. I don't really know which way it's going to go. I've got about what have I got? I've been buying the dip because the price has been coming down, as you know. So if you look at the current prices, I mean, 31. I mean, ETH at like this price, like under 1900's a bargain. I mean, Cardano's down at 117. I'm kind of anticipating probably Bitcoin maybe getting to 29.5. Ethereum getting down to about 1700. Bitcoin $1. XRP 51 cents. I reckon Polkadot has got a. I mean, Polkadot gets hit hardest. I mean, this is the one that's really took a hit because it's not recovered. Like all the others have kind of come down in price, but then they've recovered quite well. But Polkadot, it's like it's just been annihilated. Really, it's come down in price, but it's never recovered. And then when it has recovered a little bit, and then market moves again, and it goes down again, and I think that's why it's getting affected, because each time it's not recovering as much as the others, so it's dumping harder. So I reckon Polkadot, if we do go down, I reckon Polkadot go down to about 950. Uniswap around 1450. Solana's pretty strong, but I still reckon Solana could come down and touch $21.50, $22. Chainlink, I think, is pretty much at its bottom. Might get to $14.50. Polygon, I mean, I'm surprised that's been hit as hard as it has. I mean, this is a really good buy. Polygon's a really good buy, really, really good. It's a good blockchain, good layer 2 solution, and it's good. It's taking a lot of traffic off from Ethereum for layer 2. So I mean, 79 cents, maybe get down to 69. The only problem is I've run out of money. I've literally got about, I think I've got about $1,000 because I bought Thorchain, because Thorchain has been hacked. Where are we? Thorchain. See my keyboard. So Thorchain got axed. So if you look at Thorchain, like it's 428. I was gonna buy it yesterday. I think it was $5 yesterday, but I held off. I mean, look at all time highs. What 20, just over $20, and now it's back down to $4 summit, which is kind of lower back in March. In fact, no, it's going back to February. So I've bought not a lot. I think I bought 100 Thorchain because I've only got limited amount of money. I've not got an endless supply of money. So yeah, I bought that. Looking at the heat map, there's not a lot that's actually going up. Everything's kind of red, but nothing's moving too much because I think there's just a little bit of uncertainty. So I'll go back to BTC. In fact, let's look at BTC. This is the dominant. So 46, 46. BTC USD. So these are the key support levels what I've got in. So I think the first one, the first one is kind of, if it does drop down, it's going to be like 29 and 29,000, and then the next one I've got is at 25 and a half. The next one is at 24, which is not far away. Just this like imbalance here where it kind of went up a little bit quickly. So between 24 and 25, then you've got 22, then you've got 19, and then you've got like 16 down here. But as I've said in previous videos, I just can't see it. I can't see it going that low because although the volume isn't very much, because I think a lot of retail has been I think a lot of retail has just panicked and got out, and it's a shame really because all this what's happening, all the whales and all the manipulation what's been going on, it's called the purpose of it is to obviously sell. They sell high or they sell whenever they sell. The price dips and then they buy it back. They buy it back lower, and then they let the market recover and they do it again. Market recover and they do it again. Problem is though that the whales need all these retail investors to pump the price back up, because at the minute, although institutions, hedge funds, countries, corporations, pension funds, they are getting into crypto, but it's not happening instant because there's lots of bureaucracy and red tape, and they've got to jump through a lot of hoops to get all the legal framework in place before they can just obviously invest in crypto. There's a lot of red tape, so it takes a lot of time. So, although there is like institutions and hedge funds that are actually in crypto, there's more that want to get in that aren't in yet, and it takes time to set everything up. So at the minute, like, you need retail, which is retail means me and you, like just Joe Public. It needs retail, a lot of retail to get the price up. And the problem is when all this manipulation keeps happening, and it keeps like kind of scaring people off. Like, people invest and then the price dumps, and if it keeps doing it and keeps doing it, it's like the boy that cried wolf. In the end, they just give up because they think, well, what's the point of this? Every time I put money in, it goes down, and they might cash out, or they might think, oh, I'll buy the dip and I'll buy more, and then it goes down again, and they keep doing it. And although they're doing the right thing, the dollar cost averaging, and they're bringing their overall buy price down, it's crypto. If they're new to it, it's a bit of an eye opener because there isn't anything else like it. There's nothing that moves so fast, up or down or sideways. There's nothing that's moved like this so quickly, and that's the downside. So all this manipulation, it's good. It's getting rid of the weak hands, but it's also getting rid of the main kind of investment on on like a bigger scale. It's getting rid of a lot of people that when they all come together and start investing, shoots the price up. And that isn't happening at the minute because I think say a lot of them have been scared out. And like I'd probably a bit been like that. But to be honest, in 2018, not that I was scared out. I just lost interest because it was just like nothing happening. It was just going down in price. I didn't sell out. I just left my coins and come back to them like three years later. But for a lot of people, it will scare them off, and they might never come back. And we need those people to come in heavily on crypto, and hopefully, because it's been consolidating for a long time now, going sideways. People have started investing since May of this year. Haven't really experienced any massive losses because it's not fluctuated enough. Unless they bought like here on the 14th of June and they paid 40k for it and might be panicking next. It's around 31, but it's not massive. That's a 25% drop maximum. So I think that's a good thing because it's been going sideways now for like since what did I say, 21st of May. They're not going to be those people what are invested aren't going to be frightened, and hopefully if we do get a move up or down, it's not going to be too much because I don't think it can go much lower. Despite what people say, it can go down to. I think Richard Hart says it could go down to 10, but I just don't see it. I think there's too much buying pressure. There's too many people waiting on the sideline for the price to go lower, but I don't think they'll let it go to a point where it's too low because there's too much buying pressure. What are ready to buy it up around 27, 28, 29,000k. But I personally think the lowest it can go, which again I ain't an investor. I've just been in this space for a little bit now, where I think I've got like a bit of my opinion's got a bit of weight behind it, just because I've actually got a keen interest and I love the space. And after being here for like probably since 2018, but then kind of left from the end of 2018 and then just come back in like end of February of this year. But I've kind of been absorbing as much knowledge as my brain can possibly consume whilst I'm holding down a full-time job. And yeah, I can't see it going below 27,000. I really can't. I mean, the alts might go down little bit more, because the thing is, at the minute, Bitcoin kind of holds its value a little bit more, because when that drops, it's like incrementally it's a little bit slower than the alt. So like Bitcoin went down to 29k, for instance, then you might see like a 25% drop on the alts, which is good, because if you've got any cash on the side, it gives you a chance to buy up some complete bargains. Which, onto my next subject, is what I've been doing. So on my pension portfolio, I did start selling about a week ago, back into fiat, and then for the last 2 or 3 days, I've slowly been buying Matic, buying Polkadot, just because the price has been dropping. And I bought Thorchain because Thorchain had a hack, so that kind of contributed to the price coming down even more than it should have done. I mean, I don't think there's any big risk with Thorchain, but I just thought because the price has come down. Oh, it's called Rune, isn't it? Rune. Yeah, so if we look here, I mean, 420. I mean, it went down to 394. I think I bought it for 415. It's currently 429. But I mean, from its all-time high, I mean, geez, 21.20. So, I mean, if it 5x'd, it's still under its all-time high. I've bought myself 100 of them, which doesn't seem a lot, but it's just a bit of. This is my pension portfolio, so this is like going to be sticking with me for quite a while. I mean, I might change. I might come out of this. I mean, if the price suddenly shoots back up and I fancy moving into something else, I might chop and change a little bit because my main where are we? Go over to my portfolios. I've not updated my portfolio on my super, so but these are basically my. No, that's not right. Oh yeah. So I've got Polygon, XRP, Kasama, Cardano, Polkadot, Chainlink, Solana, and Terra. Not got much Terra, not got much Solana. I've got 150 Chainlink, 250 Polkadot, about 2,400 Cardano, 5 Kasama, 7,000 XRP, and 3,900 Polygon or thereabouts. So, because I have been kind of chopping and changing, so I've ended up with a few more coins of each than what I had because I've sold and then bought back lower prices. So, what I wanted to show you is my personal 4-year plan portfolio, and what I've done, I've bought more GERO wallet. So I pumped in another $1,000 Australian dollars yesterday. My accountant's not going to be happy because I took it from my tax account. And really, I'm taking it. I'm kind of robbing from Peter to give it to Paul. Paul being my wallet, Peter being my tax account. So it's not really a good thing. I wouldn't recommend it. If you ain't got the money, don't invest. But just can't help it. I can't help it. GERO wallet keeps going down in price. I bought it for 12 cents. My average buy price is now 16 cents, 16.7 cents. And I know it's not the wisest thing to do. But when you've got money in a bank account and it's winking at you and it's saying, yeah, use me. Want GERO wallet. Want X. I want some more Orcam Finance. It's only $563 when I'm $800 down. Bring that average buy price down. It's hard. And problem is because I've bought crypto with my money in my tax account. That's classed as like a payment to myself. So I've got to pay tax on top of that as well. So when I get my tax bill, it's like $1,000 what I've paid out of my tax account. That's $1,000 income that's come to me, which is taxable as well. So it'll cost me even more. So come on, crypto, sort yourself out and shoot this price up. So this is my addition. So I don't know if I think I showed you Hex. Hex turned out to be a good buy. Now, I'm really jealous and envious of the people that bought this last year because it was peanuts. Peanuts. People are extremely rich off this. Seriously, I mean, at the minute, I put $450 in. I put $450. But whatever I put in, I mean, you can see here I'm $480 up. I mean, think about it, right? This is the bear market, like, or it's a bear market within a bull cycle. If that makes sense. I don't believe it's a bear market where it's going to last for two years or so. I think it's just a bear market in a bull cycle. What I just said. And Hex is up 100%. And bear in mind, this is up 106% in a week when everything has been crashing. Everything's been coming down. And Hex is up 106%. It's absolutely mental. And what I'm just going to show you this. I don't want to talk about X, and I don't know why I am. Nomics. I don't know why I am, but I just wanted to show you this. Because Hex, like, look here, look at the market cap. It's 98 billion. See, Hex doesn't show up on CoinMarketCap and it doesn't show up on CoinGecko. And why? Like, it's got $98 billion market cap. But why don't they show it truly in its true form on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko? Reckon it's backhanders keeping it suppressed so people don't know about it, so they invest in all the others. Because there's plenty of people out there that say Hex is a Ponzi scheme, Hex is a scam. But I think there's thousands and thousands and thousands of scams. I mean, you're not telling me that Hex is worse than Shiba. Like Shiba, number 17. I mean, there's so many coins which have got some kind of use case to give them value where people hold them to get rich. Hex is just telling you that from the offset. They're just telling you that, listen, if you hold it, if you stake it, we'll reward you and we'll lock it all in and it'll go up in value. And they just tell you what you want to hear, but they tell you the truth. And the difference being between most of these projects, they give you all this fluff and rainbow dust telling you what projects do, which they might do whatever they say. They might do whatever they claim they do. They might be an Oracle. They might be DeFi. They might be NFTs. But at the end of the day, people invest in them to get rich. Not investing in it because they like the project. Unless you're an eccentric millionaire and you're doing it because you do like the project. But it's most people, it's for life changing wealth. So Hex, just basically tell you what it is. Like, they don't beat around the bush. They tell you it's an investment tool for locking up your coins. You don't have to. You can just buy it and hold it on an exchange. You buy it on Uniswap, keep it in your MetaMask wallet, your Trust wallet, and like if I'd have done that, I could have sold it and doubled my money in a week. But if you stake it, you get and you lock it in for a set period. I think it burns your coins, and you get a share T-share, and that T-share is like has a value, which is represented by the price of Hex. So at the end of your stake period, you not only get what your tokens were worth and the amount you invested, but you times that by an amount what you get extra for locking in for the set period. So I've locked mine in for 5 years, and I think I've pretty much double my coins. So started out with like 5,500, and I'll finish with like 11,000 coins, or an equivalent of 11,000 coins in T-shares. So it's just a savings account pretty much, and you get rewarded for having more interest. And if people were putting money in a bank account, what would be the problem with it? Because that's all you put your money in. If people put money in an high interest bank account and you lock it in for a fixed term, exactly the same thing. It's just in crypto. And I think because they tell you that from the offset, people think it's some kind of scam, and I don't really get it. I really don't. I think people don't do their own research, and they just listen to what other people say, and other people obviously don't want you investing in it. And each to your own. If you don't, you don't. I don't really care. I only put $500 in it, or $450, and it's doing well for me. And it's number 3 on the true market cap, 98 billion. I mean, when will people start taking notice? When it overtakes Ethereum? Maybe. When it overtakes Bitcoin? I don't think that'll happen, but will it overtake Ethereum? I don't know. Time will tell. Kind of lost my train of thought there. I don't know where we're going with it. Oh, my portfolio, that was it. So Hex, that's I won't show it because that's gone up. I mean, my Terra Luna's gone up as well because I bought that at 450. So what I've invested in new, I've added extra GERO wallet. I had 19,500, I think. I've now got 22,500. Brought my average buy price down to 16 cents. And the new kid on the block is Charles. Little Charlie 3. I wanted to buy this for a while, but it was like $1.40. I think I looked at it $1.30, $1.25. I was going to buy it, then it went up to $1.35, and it kept going up. Now it's back down to $1, or just over. Well, I paid $1.03 for it. Because what I'm trying to do, because I strongly believe in Charles Hoskinson, I strongly believe in IOHK, Cardano, and I think once the mainnet launches, I actually think Cardano is going to explode. I think it's going to go mental. The community is that big, and that's why I've gone with Charlie 3, because Charlie 3 is an oracle. If you don't know what an oracle is, here it is. It's a way for blockchain or smart contracts to interact with external data. Without an oracle, a blockchain is kind of just moves in one direction. The oracle is there to kind of pull data on and off. So without an oracle, the data can't go like between on chain and off chain events. You can't, doesn't work. So basically every single blockchain needs an oracle. At the minute, Chainlink is used probably. I don't know what the percentage is. I'd say it's pretty high. I'd say it's 80+% of blockchains use Chainlink. The reason why I think Cardano is different is because the community of Cardano is second to none. There's no community like Cardano out there at all. So I think the projects what are launching on Cardano, I think they want to support each other. So I think each and every project that launches on Cardano, I think a high proportion of those projects are going to be choosing to use Charlie 3 just to keep it all in-house. Now, even though they're all decentralized, independent projects, they've all got one thing in common, and that's Cardano. So when you look at, the website is pretty naff, to be honest. But as I've just said, because it's all these projects launching on Cardano, the community is so important. I mean, there's over 70% of Cardano staked. Don't forget, Cardano is proof of stake network. So 70%. It's unbelievable. I mean, I think it's not a lot. It's not a lot. I mean, I think Solana, I think that's something like 68% staked. But it's certainly the highest. It's the biggest one. They've got the biggest community. So, and it's new. It's not. Cardano's been around what seems forever, but it's not done anything up until now. Like testnet's kind of proving successful. Mainnet's coming very soon. So it's not had a chance to show what it can do. So once the shackles have been released and Charles cracks the whip and presses the green button to launch Cardano into space and send that rocket past the moon onto Mars, once that happens, all these projects are going to start going live because they're all there in the background, ready to go live anyway. I mean, like GERO wallet and all these, they're all on ERC20 tokens at the minute, and they're all just waiting to transition over to Cardano. And there's going to be so many that do, and there'll be so many that will come that will start developing on Cardano, and they'll all want to like kind of support each other in the journey because everybody wants Cardano to succeed, and especially the community that's so big and passionate. So that's why, and it's pretty untouched. I mean, nobody seems to. I mean, look at Chainlink. So Chainlink's all time high. I think it was $60. Right, just have a quick look. Where are you, Link? Where are you? Am I not seeing it? Can I not see it for the trees? Oh, here we are. So look at this. So Chainlink. Not usually so slow. Why am I streaming? Streaming as well. Just start streaming it. So like it's all time high. It was 50. It's not. I don't know why it doesn't let me go to the very top. But if you look there, it's over $50. It's all time high. And I look at that and I think, well, total supply. Is what is that? 1 billion? Is that a billion or a trillion? Hang on. Charlie 3. Charlie. 100 million. All right, let's go back to the link. 100 million. 1 billion. Well, there's less. If you look at that, there's way less Charlie 3 than Chainlink. Now I know Chainlink has obviously got a bit of first person kind of advantage, first user advantage, because Chainlink's been around and it's already adopted by all these blockchains. And I think, are these blockchains suddenly going to move over to Charlie 3? I doubt it. I don't think they will. But I think all new projects that are launching on Cardano especially will definitely go with Charlie 3. And you will get some new ones, you will get some established ones that will move over. But I just think if you anticipate the amount of volume of new projects going to come onto Cardano, the price of Charlie 3 can't not go up, because the total supply, the maximum supply is way less than Chainlink anyhow. Its all-time highs were $45. I mean, Chainlink is currently at $15. I mean, if Charlie 3 10x'd, it's still only $10 a coin, and there's lots of room to grow. Like if you look at the market cap of Chainlink, 6,843,000,000. Like max supply 1 billion. 6.8 billion market cap. Go back to C3. There's no data on the market cap. I mean, it's currently got fully diluted market cap of 98 million, but max supply 100 million. I think Charlie 3 is a no-brainer. Charlie 3 is one that you should be looking at. GERO wallet. Can't talk about this anymore because I've already covered it. But it's on the Cardano. It's going over to Cardano as soon as mainnet launches. And Open Finance is like a Kickstarter kind of platform, which again is going to be huge because there's Cardstarter and Open Finance. These are the two main ones what are going to be on the Cardano network. So for you to look at, I'd seriously consider. And so we're just sharing you what I've bought. That's all we're doing. I've not got many. How many did I buy? So I bought 292. I had $600 I think to buy. I just over 1,000 Australian. So I bought 292 Charlie 3, and then I bought 2,500 GERO. And if the price comes down again, my tax account might come in handy once again. And I shouldn't do it. I know I shouldn't do it. I just need to earn more money in my day job to cover all these purchases for crypto. So that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to share my portfolio, and then talk about what could happen with Grayscale. In fact, I'll just finish by going back to the charts and let's have a look at Bitcoin, because as we progress through the day, like I think in the US, what time is it now? It's 12:30. So I think, what is it? I think it's 12:30 lunchtime in New York, I think. And then on the East Coast, or is it the other way around? I think at some point it's 9:30 in the morning. I don't know which way around it is, like LA or New York. So, but at the minute, nothing's kind of standing out. It doesn't look like we're actually gonna get any. Well, there's no movement now. It's kind of not really been doing anything. But hang on, I'm on the daily, so it doesn't help. But yeah, I mean, if you look here, in fact, I'll go down to the hour. Go down to the 1 hour chart. So we've kind of just been going sideways forever. Like, not really moved. I mean, we're on a downward trend, but it's not really changed, has it? I mean, from what, 30,600 to what, a week ago and it was 34. So there's not a lot of movement. So we'll just have to see what happens. I mean, in fact, here the volume's been going up here. I mean, if you look at the stock RSI, it's kind of at the top. That's due, like that. That's suggesting the price is going to start coming down. Look at the 4 hour. It looks like it might still go up for a little bit yet. But then as I said, as soon as Grayscale, as soon as them 16,000 GBTC get released, then something could happen pretty quickly. So I'll probably revisit. I think I'm going to come back tomorrow just to see where we're at, and see if there's been any big changes. So if you are investing, that I wouldn't. If you've got money on the sideline and you're waiting for something to happen and you've not invested yet, I wouldn't wait. I'd actually start buying now, because there's 3 things that can happen. Nothing. It'll stay where it is, fluctuating between 31, 35,000 for the foreseeable future, or a day or two, and then it might start moving, or it could drop drastically. But I don't think it'll go much lower than 27,000. You could get a 25% discount on some stuff, on I reckon 25% on some of the altcoins, or the price could actually shoot up. So personal advice is DCA, dollar cost average. Start buying in now. Keep some money on the side just in case it dips. If it does go up, then don't stress, because if something does go up, then you normally get a retest around the same level where you can buy back at that point. So if, for instance, you missed it and, I don't know, Bitcoin suddenly went up to 40k, which I don't think it would, but if it went up, generally it'll retest the same area over the course of a day, 2 days, 3 days. Just don't rush it. Don't chase the green. Never chase the green, which is what I did. I used to do that. Something were going up and I'd kind of jump in, and you don't do that. You buy it when it's red. You buy it when it's going down. And the longer you're in this game, the more you'll learn. And I say I'm not an expert. I'm just learning more and more, because I love the space. I love the communities that are formed. And you do feel like you're part of something bigger. You do feel like you're on this kind of, unless you're just in it for the money and you don't. There's a lot of people what will just put 10 grand in and they might just switch off. They might never even look at it. Them people, it's different. They're just in it because they've got a spare bit of cash and they think they can get rich, or they're in it long term. They're not interested in the technology or anything. But if you go down the rabbit hole and you start reading up on all the projects and all the different platforms and all the different layer 2 solutions, the use cases of everything, like all the DeFi projects, so it's going to change the world. NFTs it's going to bring even more communities together that are nothing to do with crypto. Like people can be buying NFTs and they've no interest in crypto, but they're still forming this community where they're being part of something. They're getting like they're purchasing goods and then they're getting a free NFT, like a digital certificate or like a unique token. Like Twitter did so many free NFTs, and that is like bringing the crypto community into the non-crypto community, and it's kind of all the same thing. But you don't necessarily have to be into crypto to be involved in a community within crypto, if that kind of makes sense. But there's so many different use cases for crypto, and once you start going down the rabbit hole and you start really kind of understanding, and sounds a bit weird, but you kind of fall in love with the space, and then you start watching all these like different kind of YouTube channels, and you start like kind of, what's the word? You kind of feel like you're forming like or you're joining like a movement where it's going to change the world for the better. Or that's the That's the hopes and the dreams that you have and your beliefs. That's what you think is going to happen. And I think when you start thinking that you're kind of at the beginning of this revolution where blockchain technology is going to change um, how the internet kind of works and how investment is done in the future. And I don't know, it gives you like this, it gives you like a bit of a positive feeling, and it gives you a bit of like you feel a little bit proud where you're involved now, because not many people are. Not many people are actually in the space now. And when you're in it at the beginning, and even though it's not the beginning, it's like 12 years in, it's still its infancy, and you kind of feel pretty special that you're actually here. And like because you're one of the you're like the one in 100. And I think that's what can give you this like sense of achievement. Like in 4 years' time, when you're looking back and you think, "Oh my god, I was in it. I was in it just at the right time. I invested in these projects, and I'm interested in them, and I can see what they're doing. I can see what benefit they're doing for like hopefully mankind, especially when you look at like Cardano and how it's kind of changing. Charles is trying to change the world, like in Africa, getting the unbanked banked and give everybody identities. And this is just one platform, one use case, and there's so many. There's so much positivity coming out of it, and it's all in all honesty, it's all thanks, and it's all down to people like you and me, retail investors that are sick of the status quo where we have no money, we have no say in our future. The stock market is kind of run by these professionals that you're kind of just thinking that they're playing the game and we're not involved in it, and with no way of actually changing our wealth for life changing wealth. Like most people can't afford to buy properties and invest in stuff that can give us massive gains. And this is one space where we're in control. We're the ones that can jump in head first. We don't need to wait for regulation. We can just choose to buy it, and it can change our lives pretty quickly before institutions and corporations and governments get involved. It's like the reverse. We're in first and they're last. Unless you're one of the people obviously that are into crypto, which kind of not pity them, but kind of I'd love to get everybody in on crypto, because it's the reversal of what normally happens with wealth. Normally the big guys that benefit first. And right now it's not. Right now it's me and you, your general Joe public, that can get in and get life changing wealth. And I can't think of anything better, to be honest. And you kind of feel privileged that you're in the space. So if you're just joining us, I hope this has been a little bit inspirational and not too confusing. Just basically do a bit of research, invest in what you believe in, but just put some money in the game, because at the end of the day, if you've got a bit of cash on the side, a bit of disposable income, no, it's doing nothing sat in your bank. It's actually losing money, because it's worth less and less and less. And you might not really think, how can a dollar be worth less than a dollar? It's not worth less than a dollar. A dollar will always be a dollar. The difference is what you can buy with that dollar. Like if you look at a loaf of bread, might have cost you a dollar 10 years ago. That same loaf of bread now would be $1.50. And in 10 years from now, that same loaf of bread will probably be $2.50. And the difference is when all this money printing goes on by all these governments, where they just print it willy-nilly, where they don't need to justify where it's come from. They just say, yeah, we're doing quantitative easing, we're creating this, we're putting this stimulus package in, and we're creating all this money. It has the same effect it basically has the same effect as time, but it's like time's fast forwarded. So you might think your loaf of bread is $1.50, and normally it'd be 10 years where it's $2.50. But because of all this money printing, it could be like 3 years, 4 years where it's $2.50. And you start looking at if you Google like how much things have gone up, like commodities. If you look at like timber's everything's gone up ridiculous amounts of money. Like I'm not talking like 2-3%. Like they have you believe that inflation's like 2-3%. In America, I think they've just admitted it's 5%. But it's complete nonsense because if you start looking at what everyday items have gone up in price, you'll be shocked because it's nothing like 5%. It's nothing like 2-3%. It's probably more on an average. I'd probably say everything's probably gone up 10-15%. In extremes, some things will be 30-40%. So anyway, I don't want to be too somber. Cryptocurrency, crypto assets is the way out of not poverty, but it's the way out of being average. If you don't want to be average anymore, crypto assets is the way to invest because although there's massive drops of 85-90%, which in all honesty, in some projects that's already happened from the all-time high, and even if the bear market's finished and we're in the even if the bull market's finished and we're in the bear market, we're already at the bottom. We're not really going to go much lower than we are now because the prices from the all-time high to now, they're already down like 80% in a lot of cases. Most things are down 80%. I mean, look at Dot. Dot with like $40, it's 12. Rune, Thorchain, that's down, I think 80%. In fact, more stuff is down between 70 and 85% already. So, like, if you're buying now, you're pretty much buying the bottom anyhow. And even if you have to wait 2 years, 3 years before the next massive cycle happens, doesn't matter. It's like life-changing wealth within a 4-year period. So, seriously, I mean, I just want to find more money, to be honest. Just find more money, invest. And to be honest, it's like my wife is like not into crypto at all. She let me get into this 3 years ago, which is all my money came from. And then my pension's kind of my thing. It's my pension, so I've put that into it. But we've got like money because we share our bank account, so we've got money, and it's a good job. To be honest, I don't know if it's a good job or a bad job. She's the opposite of me. She prefers money in the bank, and that'll never change. So the money which is ours, which we share, which is our normal everyday living. It's just I started investing in crypto, and it's just gone up in price since 2018, and it give me like $7,000-8,000. So that's my kind of little stack what I've started with, and then my pension's totally separate. But if she was like me, all the money we've got in our bank and now being crypto, which to me is a good thing, and I don't think of the negative. I don't think of it ever being worth less because I personally know it won't be. But she is different than me, so it's kind of grounded me, I suppose, in a little way where I know that money's never going to leave our bank account. It's never going to earn any money. It's always going to be deflationary, really. It's always going to be worth less. But compromise is a marriage, and without compromise, there'll probably be no marriage. And I'm not saying if I spent the money, there'd be a divorce, but I think if you're in a marriage, you've got to compromise. So stay true to your other half. Be truthful. Don't deceive or go behind anyone's back that you share finances with or that you love on, and you've got a trust kind of relationship with, because having all that money isn't worth losing the loved ones in your life. So speak to your better half and just discuss it with them. And even if say no, I'd sooner have an happy wife and have that kind of relationship where I don't want to lose that. It's not money's not, no matter how much money you've got, it's not worth losing it for. So it's not worth losing your relationship for. Even if you only get a small amount to invest in, just do what you can with that, and maybe have a side hustle where you can earn some extra money on the side specifically for crypto. But yeah, don't deceive the loved ones to invest in crypto and go in debt without anybody knowing about it, because if the shit hits the fan and something did happen, the last thing anybody wants is apart from financial hardship, relationship stress as well, because that can play tricks on the mind, and we don't want any of that. So, anyway, I'll not. I mean, Christ, that's got depressing, hasn't it? Right, innit? On a positive note, 27 subscribers, life changing wealth in 4 years. Invest well, my friends. If you like the channel, smash that like button. Well, if you like the video, smash the like button. If you like the content, subscribe to the channel. If you want me to talk about anything specific, give us a shout. Send a comment. But for now, invest well, my friends, and remember, there is what? What is that? There's a crypto boy in all of us. There's a crypto boy in you. Even the girls out there. Deep down, there's one inside you, waiting to get out.